Sue, in respect of all the publicity regarding the death of Mark, what has upset you the most?
The negative things people have said about him, the things that have been printed about him without people coming to me to find out the other side.
How would you describe, you knew Mark for several years, you were his partner, how would you describe him as a person?
He was very sensitive. He didn't have the best childhoods. He was adopted. He changed his name back to his birth name because he traced his mum but was afraid of contacting her in case he was rejected, and it was easy to intimidate Mark. If you shouted at Mark, Mark would just retreat back into his shell. So he was easily intimidated. But he was quiet, likeable and friendly, and he was very generous. You know, as a partner I couldn't fault him. He was good to me and good to my family, and everybody liked him.
I mean, I appreciate this is a difficult question and you are grieving, very raw, but it's quite rare that when somebody dies to be quite a lot of condemnation about somebody and vitriol. What was it that would have possibly caused people to speak out in such a way?
When Mark was the director of the CRC, we had a lot of issues down there with licensees. We had to increase the rent to make the place pay for itself. Some of the licensees refused to pay the rent. We made several allowances, cleared the rents, gave them rent-free periods, and at the end of the day we decided the only option was to get them to move out. Two of them took us to court to try and stop this. They lost the court cases and now owe the CRC a considerable amount of money.
There does seem to be an extraordinary amount of where he went, it appears. There seemed to be this sort of pattern of conflict and upset and things ending badly.
What happened in Mark's past is no concern of me. I'm not interested in anybody's past. He didn't lose the last two jobs. He was suspended from this job. We don't know what the outcome would have been. He did make mistakes and he owned up to them. Mark was a stickler. As I said, it was easy to intimidate Mark and make him feel bullied. And Mark was a stickler for the rules and not bullying people.
What do you expect to happen in respect of Basildon CVS? Do you expect there to be, what do you understand to happen now that Mark is dead? Do you expect there to be a report, an inquiry, or what?
I really don't know. I did inform his boss that Mark had died, and I haven't spoken to him since. And I'm not really interested. I mean, that part of it is shut. We'll never know if Mark would have lost his job or not. And as far as I'm concerned, that bit's finished with.
I mean, how is life for you when you're walking around Tilbury? Are you a persona non grata, or are you somebody who has friends?
I have friends. I've had phone calls as well about different things that have been written about him or said about him. But no, I've a lot of good friends, and these people know Mark and they know Mark, how Mark was, and these are proper friends. And
what about the funeral? Does he have any friends coming to the funeral?
Yes, people who he worked with in previous jobs, as well as family and our friends.